Absorb New Era Values. Dayform Buddha. New Era Value presents us a broad prospect of spiritual and physical world, starting from Seth, then Orin, The Law of One, Cryon, Wingmakers by Huzi, series articles by Chinku and Buddha, Conversations with God, Disappearance of the Universe, and so on to A Course in Miracles. New Era Value is an enormous and complicated system. It inherits, protects, and develops almost all wisdoms of sages and saints. The field it spans from science, philosophy, psychology, biology, noology, urinology, parapsychology, pathology, space theory, religion theory, theory of universe creation, and theory of life origin, to the Christ, Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, and supreme masters in India, such as Osho, Bhagwan and Krishnamurti, etc. It was almost all-inclusive and unusual brilliant, laid a good foundation for human beings into a new stage. The human species is changing. The human beings in Life-Genuine era will not be the same today. It is an inevitability of history and the evolution of human race to eliminate and purify human being who will step from physical state into spirit and soul state. Their survival will not merely depend on material things, rather depend more on energy of spirit and soul. Life-Genuine consciousness refers to the new era value. What mentioned above are the foundation and organic parts of Life-Genuine value. Life-Genuine will link the multitude pearls together by the string of following the path of the greatest creator, and make them into one so as to provide a bright way for the progression and development of human society. Comprehensively absorb new era values is a strategy for Life-Genuine to carry out the policy of all-in-one. By discarding the dregs and selecting the essence, Life-Genuine will embrace the new era by presenting a harmonious, peaceful, and joyful picture scroll to humankind, and fundamentally changing the environment of human life. Network as tremendous energy storage of resources was born for the new era. Its significance and value are far beyond the total value of coal, oil, and mineral resources on Earth, even exceed the amount of energy provided the sun. Make full use of the resources and energy provided by Internet is a definite way for new era human beings. Everything should be developed according to the principle of minimum drag. Internet is much more rapid, economical, and convenient than any form of sermon and communication. So, the old pattern for spreading religion, such as writing by hand, will be replaced by the Internet. There will be no future for clinging strongly to tradition, and conservativeness will be destroyed by the trend of the times. The only way out is to accept the new era value in order to step into the new era of Life-Genuine. New era value mainly include: the universe consists of three elements: consciousness, energy, and structure. The whole universe is a great consciousness, and the great consciousness refers to the greatest creator. Every life in universe is a part of the consciousnesses of the greatest creator. Material world is the embodiment of consciousness. An individual world of life is a reflection of self-consciousness. As long as the consciousness exists, the soul will exist forever. The carrier of soul will vary with consciousness. Human beings have infinite creative ability and developmental potentials. Lifetime is just a brief trip for life, and the meaning of life lies in its process. Your destiny is created by yourself, so you should be responsible for it and stop complaining others. There is no conflict in pursuing of health, richness, freedom, and the promotion of spiritual nature. Humanity should move with nature rather than being oppressed. The core of improving the spiritual nature should focus on deepening the understanding, changing the thinking, perfecting the consciousness and the non-material structure of life, rather than on pursing the wizardry and extra-sensory perception. Everything is Zen. Everything is apocalypse. The secrets of the universe and life are hidden in the ever-changing natural phenomenon. The nature of the greatest creator is sex, love, and Tao. Following the principle and theory of sex, love, and Tao is to believe in the greatest creator. The greatest creator and other gods do not bring the soul to trial. 36-dimensional space is the model of the universe, which has channels, space tunnel. Past, present, and future are closely linked together through the time tunnel, and all of them can be changed. There is no such a thing which is changeless. The principle of change is the change of consciousness. When consciousness changes, everything will change accordingly. Love is able to purify our heart, perfect the non-material structure of our life and has the quality of angel. So we should learn to love. Not only love ourselves, but also love other people and society, the greatest creator, God and Buddha, nature and life. The key to happiness is to offer our love, release our love, always feel gratitude and strive to create. The world we could perceive by sense organs is narrow and small. You should break the shackles, shift into a larger space, open your telegnosis, and see your true nature. New Era value admits telepathy, but do not believe it blindly. Everything should be tested by science, truth, logic, and spiritual nature. In most cases, our soul is in a state of sleeping. The real world we believe is actually a fantasyland. Because of the habitual thinking, we are unable to realize that we are in fantasyland. New Era value requires us to wake up from the dead sleep and enter into a relatively realistic reality, enjoy much freer, comfortable life, and live without fear. All diseases are reflections of the defective spirit and mind. You must make great efforts in consciousness and pay more attention on life structure in order to cure it thoroughly. Qualitative change requires the accumulation of quantitative change. Qualitative change will surely occur if the quantitative change is accumulated to a critical point. This principle is applicable to self-improvement. When self-improvement is accumulated to a certain degree, his life will be alienated, and he will become a celestial, Buddha, or God. While the core of self-improvement is to accumulate merits, the core of self-refinement is to change thinking, make transition from matter thinking to visualized thinking, associative thinking, elusive thinking, hard image thinking, Taiji thinking, non-form thinking, and holographic order thinking. In universe, everything is necessity except for one contingency, which is the way how Tao operates. Therefore, please never assume that you are lucky in gaining by fraud, for the result of cheating others and the gods is to cheat yourself. It is the same as by doing harm to others and nature, you will ultimately hurt yourself. The above is a part of the core ideas of New Era value. New Era is coming. It is inevitable. All of those people who don't want to die should come closer to New Era value. All those people who are dreaming of free life in heaven should get their outdated value replaced by the New Era value. The world is developing rapidly. It is time to embark the spaceship, no more the slow carriage. Let's meet in the Life-Genuine Era.
新时代的先驱们，请向生命禅院靠拢。
The pioneers of the New Era, please come close to Life-Genuine. Dayform Buddha. There are a lot of people in present society, teachers and messengers, masters and far-sighted people. They are showing the prospect in front of human beings and are creating instruments for this prospect. These messengers and far-sighted people are pioneers of a new era. Quoted from Seek 4. We have been aware of the fact that a new era is brewing. The old order will disappear. A new human world will come into being on Earth. It's a period of time full of joy, a time when the frequency of life is transforming rapidly to high-frequency wave, a golden time of elegance and talent blooming which is hard to meet in the past thousands of years, and also a period of time for every people to choose his ascending life or descending life. Those people who do not have any notion of the great leap in human awareness remain in the dark about the situation and still follow the old order in their struggling for power and benefits as well as breeding resentment and evil. Some people with slight wisdom are dazzling at the atmosphere of the new era and unable to absorb so much sudden information. They are not able to make transition in their mind and still cherish those antiquated philosophy in order to obtain a piece of worn boat deck of the old times for surviving the oncoming billows of the new era. The awareness of human beings is experiencing significant changes now. The total amount of knowledge and wisdom accumulated in the past 5,000 years is nothing compared with the amount of knowledge and wisdom over the next 5 years and now, because it is a qualitative leap, a result of impacting energy of new photons in the universe. It is a rapid sublimation of life rather than long and gradual changes. We are pioneers of a new era, shouldering a great and honorable mission with joyful and happy mood. We are open and willing to accept the oncoming new era. We are far-sighted masters and angels of the new era. A completely new era will come into being in our effort. Any souls which sense the atmosphere of the new era and have made good preparation in spirit should break their old concept out of traditional constraints and take part in the construction of the new era with all his strength. We are not the kind of human being in ordinary sense, because we are shouldering a sacred mission. Our future life decides how much we will contribute for the construction of the new era. Please keep in mind, Life at Genuine is the core area for leading the new era. Everyone who is willing to devote his talent and spiritual wisdom to the new era should get into Life at Genuine. It would be a great pity for those who watch the golden chance slip by out of hesitation. This would be a great era engraved in human beings' memory, and we are standing now on the eve of it. A great era needs great figures, and great figures need great thinking. Any conservative or indifferent idea would be mocked and cast aside mercilessly. The new era will break the boundary existing now in different countries, religions, regions, and cultures, and it will bring about a great shock to the traditional idea of family. It will sweep away all of the old concepts, moralities, ideas, and traditional habits, reshaping the world in unparalleled, colorful, quickly changing, and spectacular images. It will emerge in an entirely new gesture on the stage of universal life. I hope you could abandon prejudice and turn to Life at Genuine. Any kind of thinking. I hope everybody getting into Life at Genuine become Chanyuan Celestial and obtain Visa of Life. When you devote yourself entirely into this trend of times, which is unlike anyone in history before or since, you will find that you are embracing by the love of the greatest creator, brothers, sisters, and lovers, and you will live in hourly happiness and excitement which you have never experienced before. The value of your life will take on a completely new meaning, and your wisdom and knowledge will enhance rapidly in geometric series. Series. We do not have much time to improve the incomplete consciousness of human beings. What we should do now is to destroy the old order completely and rebuild a paradise of haven on the ruins. Angels, masters, and all far-sighted pioneers of the new era, let's take the wing with non-form thinking, Taiji thinking, hard image thinking, and move forward for the direction of holographic order thinking. Let's devote our youth and talents to human world as well as the upcoming new era. During those difficult days in future when there will be no light coming from the sun and the moon and the earth will be shrouded in darkness, we will serve as the light of hope for human beings, and we will bring the kind, honest, and hardworking people into a new era. Today, we are working at the time of the transition from the old to the new. Tomorrow, we will meet in a sunny and prosperous fairyland where all under heaven are of one family and all love each other devotedly. Every effort we make today will pay off sooner or later. Our beautiful and pure mind will be blooming gorgeously in the new future. And then, we will say, we feel no qualms about the times, lifetime, mountains, rivers, and the world. We feel no qualms about the greatest of Creator. Every effort we do it for the new era. It is worthwhile.
新时代诺亚方舟，
The Noah's Ark in New Era. Xiefeng. Noah built an ark by revelation. Because people of that time were so corrupted, those out of the ark were drowned by the downpour lasting for 40 days and nights. When Noah built his ark, people around him laughed at him and ignored his advices. They got married, ate and drunk, and did everything just as they pleased. What was the result then? All of them went to hell except Noah's families. The rate of human salvation is less than 1/10,000th. Today Shui Feng, got the revelation to build Life Genuine, the Noah's Ark in New Era, in order to raise the rate of salvation to 1 or 200th. But people who are living in China neglect my instruction and advice. They are still persisting in their old ways and doing everything they like. Moreover, they insult me, attack me, betray me, and besmirch me and break my heart and make me upset. So, after the 98 Chanyuan Celestials are listed in the roster of the Noah's Ark of the New Era, the door of Noah's Ark will be closed to China. According to you, I'm an evil and what I'm creating is just a heap of rubbish. I don't understand the so-called truth. You want to put me to death and think my words are completely cheating and lying. Okay, I stay away from China, leaving it to you for struggling. Show me what you can get out of it. See whether you can walk out the 36 mazes. I'm the messenger of the greatest creator, and the incarnation of Jesus the Christ and Buddha Sakyamuni. I came here to gather the ripened crops. I'm here, I'm calling you, but you just don't listen. So okay, let's see. Do not imagine that you will have salvation because you are a Christian. Do not imagine that you could have a chance for the Elysium world because you are capable of spreading Buddhism. Do not imagine that you would go to heaven because you died for jihad, holy war. Do not imagine that you could have a chance to knock up the door of heaven because you have a lot of money. Do not imagine that you could open the door of life because you are a man in power. Do not imagine that you should be permitted to go to heaven because you are such an international celebrity. Do not imagine that you would be a subject of the heaven because you are capable of preaching. Do not imagine that you are qualified to enter into the higher level space of life because you are capable of casting some spells or practicing out of body travel. Do not take it for granted that you are such a kind and honest man that you should enjoy the life in the heaven. Not everyone can possibly understand the secrets of space and life. You should often ask yourself, what merits do I have for obtaining the secrets of space and life? The love and cherishment of the greatest creator to human beings have been manifested by Life Genuine. The love of Christ has been manifested by Life Genuine. Buddha's mercy and wisdom has been manifested by Life Genuine. Human situations and the way out have been manifested by Life Genuine. What more do you want? You people are so arrogant, ignorant, and tricky that you regard yourself as somebody. You are so crafty but ignorant, wise but cunning, proud but stupid, knowledgeable but unperceptive, timid but barbarous, industrious but greedy. Do you deserve good life and the life in the heaven? No. Your life should always intertwine agonies, link with worries, rooted with sadness, and accompanied with sufferings. This is exactly the destination you made for yourself. The door of Life Genuine will be closed to the Chinese culture, and it will be difficult to enter into the Life Genuine arc after that. There is a good way for salvation in Life Genuine, a key for the Life Genuine era, and a map and an instructor which will provide clear instructions as well as the path for the destination. This is a rare opportunity in thousands of years. Once missed, you will have to wait another 1,000 years for it. It is required formally that you should first read the Bible, the Diamond Sutra, the Quran, and Tao Te Ching. Study scientific theories and wisdom of the sages and saints. Experience other initial approaches and theoretical system. Learn, discuss, and exchange extensively so as to enter into the Life of Genuine. But now, if you want to be a Chanyuan Celestials, you must strictly follow my guidance, and that is the final. Either you believe or you don't. Hugging your half-belief is harming yourself as well as others. All those who had absorbed the wisdom of Chanyuan and in turn, attacked Life Genuine and made obstructions for the construction of Life Genuine, you will end up an inflamed layer and frozen layer for your future life. You will be closely hemmed in on all sides, and it is absolutely impossible for you to escape from this, because you hinder the advance of many people for the heaven. You hinder the early coming days for the Life Genuine era. When the time comes, when those ghosts go to your house and haunt for the wrongdoings, you are to pay off. There isn't much time to linger. You have to count down.
召集天下贤士，开创生命禅院时代。
Join your talent and wisdom into the creating of Life Genuine era. Xiefeng. There is a saying in ancient time, the wise bird chooses its branch, and the wise official chooses the great sovereign. Now we say, the wise man chooses right road, and the wise bird chooses auspicious place. The human civilization should step into a higher level. 5,000 years of human history is history of tears and blood, and the ignorant era should come to an end. Tracing back, we find that the roots of these disasters are religions, states, political parties, and families. And the fundamental root lies in the chaos of ideology. Everyone thinks what he found is the only truth. If we cannot end such situation, human can never cast off such vicious circle. The era when we appraise everything by man rather than by law should be ended. Now we should advocate, law is above everything. Law refers to all charters passed by UN, all constitutions promulgated by countries. However, the most fundamental law is the law of Tao, the principle of Tao, which surpasses all constitutions. It works as the law of the universe and the law of life. And we should take this principle as the standard of our words and deeds. What are rules of Tao in life? The words and wisdoms of Jesus, Sakyamuni, Muhammad, and Lao Tzu have expounded some rules of Tao, but it still needs to be perfected. This requires a large group of talents and wisdoms to accomplish this mission, to inherit and carry forward the wisdoms of Jesus, Sakyamuni, Muhammad, and Lao Tzu. The Bible, the Quran, Tao Te Ching, and the Buddhist scriptures are crystallization of human wisdom, but none of these classics can contain all the connotation of the law of Tao. Only when we digest all these classics and integrate them with the achievement of modern science and the wisdom of present sages, can we approach to truth and find the relatively right path. The talents and wisdoms refer to the people who have surpassed the instinct, desire, emotion, and rational thinking. They are the mainstay of the civilized society, the guardian of the morality, the vindicator of the peaceful order, the defender of truth, the disseminator of wisdom, pioneer of the civilization, and the inaugurator of the new era. They have characters of sensibility, modesty, plainness, peace, obliging, simplicity, diligence, and tenaciousness. The features of the Life Genuine era are, the religions, states, political parties, and families will disappear. Regardless of nationalities or races, the whole world will become big family and live in harmony. There will be only one global government. The systems of management and coordination will be Life Genuine plus worldly government. All people will revere to the greatest creator, life and nature. All the people will join into one family and one government. Person of virtue won't be abandoned away from government. Honesty prevails throughout the world and no one pockets anything found on the road. Doors unnecessarily to be shut in the evening for no thieves drop in. 100 flowers blossom and 100 schools of thought contend. Everyone shows his talents. People get together for friendship instead of constructing clique to seek private interest. People, gods, Buddha, nature, and people, they coexist harmoniously and bring out the best for each other. The old era must be a history. The old regime must be disintegrated. The old object must die out. The old values must be desalted. All of these are objective laws which are certain to happen and will not depend on our subjective consciousness. So the only thing we can do is to adapt to this law. Any attempts of obstructing the law will be in vain and doomed to fail. Perhaps someone will say the Life-Genuine era is very good and very attractive. But this is totally working on one's imagination, impractical, and equal to daydream. Yes, from the conventional thinking, this is equal to milk the bull or make vain efforts. However, if we have learnt the abnormal thinking, we would find this era is in the near future, because this is the operation of Tao and an irreversible law. When Noah built Ark on the mountaintop, no one thought that the downpour would drop from the sky. When Titanic sailed on the Atlantic, no one thought that it would crash on the iceberg. When the World Trade Center stood tall and upright, no one thought it would collapse in an instant. When people from South Asia countries enjoyed relaxation on the beach, no one thought the tsunami would make a surprise attack. Many incidents happened suddenly and beyond our expectation. Life-Genuine summoned the talents and wisdoms around the world. It does not mean that you get into Life-Genuine today and carry out the Life-Genuine era tomorrow, but is to change your consciousness and to improve your thinking frequency and strive to resonate with the frequency of the universe law. This is the only way to prevent you from getting hurt and to prevent your thinking from falling into disorder get collapsed. All the talents and wisdoms that are willing to get into Life-Genuine should not waste your precious times on imaginary things, but hurry up to self-improve and self-refine. Even you have owned the whole material world, it is useless. What you should do is to obey indoctrinations of Jesus to accumulate wealth in the heaven, to obey instructions of the Buddha, unconditional giving. You should get into the Life-Genuine to absorb new knowledge, develop new thinking, exchange gnosis, knowledge and experience with other talents and wisdoms around the world, and then to build up Life-Genuine together. In this way, you are working for the Life-Genuine era. You should never expect to be the lucky dog, never expect enjoy free lunch every day. If you want to gain, you have to pay. If you want to get into the Life-Genuine era, you have to strive for it by yourself. Otherwise, you are not qualified for the Life-Genuine era. Don't hate your enemies. Someday they will get their deserved punishment. Don't retaliate, Tao will work for you. You should do nothing but dedicate your wisdom, talent, and your love from your heart. Let's work together to build up Life-Genuine and to open up the Life-Genuine era. Talents and wisdoms. Such a chance must not be missed, and opportunity knocks only once. You are lucky to live in this era, and it is your destiny with 1,000 years of self-improvement to get into Life-Genuine and to build it. I hope you can get into Life-Genuine and enjoy the sincere care and love of the brothers, sisters, relatives, and lovers in this big family. You can listen the songs of love and watch the dance of love in Life-Genuine, the ocean of love. The beautiful life is yours in the near future. New life and new era are calling for you, and Life-Genuine is inviting you. Wish you can open a new page for your own life.
走向生命禅院时代。
Walk to the Life-Genuine era. Xiefeng. The human life is precious. Every year is as rare as golden flowers, and every day is as precious as pearls. The people alive should not waste time but climb the highest apex of life to make life fill with vitality and shine with golden radiances. Only in this way, one will not regret accomplishing nothing for his life and shame to muddle along every day, but will be proud of one's splendid human life and contributing one's painstaking talents and efforts to the most beautiful cause of all human beings as we move towards the end of our journey recalling the past. To initiate Life-Genuine era for all human beings is the noblest and greatest and most splendid cause. And this aspiration belongs to the Mahayana Buddha Dharma and belongs to the sunlit path, which is full of marvelous and charming scenery and directly connects to the celestial gate of life. Everyone will be a noble and virtuous person, a person breaking away from the vulgar interests, a person beneficial to all human beings, a person following the way of the greatest creator with an open mind, a real Christian, a devout disciple of the Buddha, a sage gathering all the wisdom and quality of saints, and a real communist if you devote your most precious time, all intelligence and wisdom to Life-Genuine era. At the end of this road, it will be the other shore of heaven. At that time, you have achieved your quality of celestial being and Buddha. The celestial sail will come to you and pick you up to your happiest homeland you dreamed about. It is the wish of the greatest creator, the hope of Christ, the intention of the Buddha, the utmost ideal of all sages and wise men, and the most aspiring era of all masses to move towards Life Genuine era. For this we will pay everything we own because only in this way we can possess the most valuable human life. And the most profound instructions of Christ and Buddha imply in this. The most beautiful wish of all sages and wise men condenses in this. All the expectations of the kind heart and industrious people converge in this. All the people who are willing to cultivate oneself with the qualities of celestial being and Buddha, all the people who are willing to devote all his efforts to the beautiful ideal of mankind, all the people who are willing to climb the summit of life and human life, all the self-refiners and self-improvers who hope to enter into the heaven homeland, let's move together towards Life Genuine era. Once stepping on the road of initiating Life Genuine era, we will receive the Tao from our founded living principle, in which our real spirits exist and from which our great talents and super morality develop. From then on, our vision will be vast and limitless. Our mind will be delighted every moment. We will be united with heaven and earth, united with the greatest creator. We will walk with God, Buddha, celestial being and sage together. We will not be constrained by wealth, rank, and poor. We will not indulge in private interest. We will not make mistakes because of our own prejudice. And we will not commit a crime or a sin for our own desires. The biggest feature of Life Genuine era is that families, religions, political parties, and countries will completely disappear in the world. And the society will be person of virtue won't be abandoned away from government. Honesty prevails throughout the world. No one pockets anything found on the road. Doors unnecessarily to be shut in the evening for no thieves drop in. Heaven had a soul makes nature pure and innocent, makes wind and rain come on time. Land had a soul makes all living. Things be flourish. Person had a soul makes him a her be charming and happy. In our human life, if we just live for our own family, we will deviate from the Life Genuine era. If we just live for our own interest of religion, political party, nationality, and country, we will also deviate from the Life Genuine era. The life deviating from Life Genuine era is downfall in life. And the human life deviating from Life Genuine is not worth respecting, admiring, imitating, eulogizing, and even speaking of. And such human life is far from the celestial life of upper world, but just as close to the animal life of the lower world. To initiate Life Genuine era is the theme of the epoch, the inevitable trend, and also the only road for humans to save ourselves so as to step on the civilized and splendid course. And this is the only bright path for us. In the future, these people who are complacent on the mightiness of their own country will be despised by those who strive for initiating Life Genuine era. Those who talk endlessly about defending their own religious doctrine and interest will be disdained by those who move towards Life Genuine era. These who are bustling about just for the interest of their own political party will be disdained by those who move towards Life Genuine era, and those who are complacent on the wealth of their own. Families will be disdained by those who move towards Life Genuine era. Only such people will receive the respect of these who move towards Life Genuine era. No matter you are rich or poor, on the high status or low one, no matter your political background, educational attainments, nationalities, race, gender, or age, as long as you regarding the whole world as one big family and you having a good aspiration and wish for the happiness of this big family, you will receive their respects. As long as you speak a good word, do a good thing, write a good article or pay your painstaking effort for Life Genuine era, you will receive respects because you are an educated people, a brainy man, a person with benevolent heart and beautiful mind, and a person deserve the blessing of the greatest creator. The confusing era of man seeking for solution has come to an end, and the progressing road for all human beings has become clear. Unifying all laws into their roots and all religions into one, we will open the halcyon days, move towards Life Genuine era, enter into the holy realm of great harmony. Since then, all people can share the well-being bestowed by the greatest creator. The messengers from the heaven will bless human with happiness and peace for 1,000 years. It is the best road for human life and wonderful road for self-refining and self-improving to initiate and move towards Life Genuine era.
上帝王国的公民应当这样。
The codes of behavior for citizens. In the kingdom of the greatest creator, Xiefeng, full of gratitude. Only with gratitude can people obtain real pleasure and sublime the quality of his life. Only with gratitude can people be optimistic and take things philosophically and scale the barriers of jealousy, greed, anger, fury, complaint, and resentment, and cross the one-plank bridge built along the cliff safely and smoothly to reach the ideal realm. Only with gratitude can one fully enjoy the pleasure, happiness, freedom, and blessing in the kingdom of the greatest creator. Without gratitude, one will always live a life of high alert and face dangers everywhere. Be grateful. Be grateful for everything that the greatest creator has endowed you. Be grateful for living in the kingdom of the greatest creator. Be grateful for everything that the people in the home have done for you. Be grateful for the teachings and guidance offered by Jesus Christ, Buddha Sakyamuni, the celestial Lao Tzu, the Prophet Muhammad, and generations of sages and saints. Be grateful, and the road ahead will be flat and smooth, with endless groves of flowers blooming profusely and flocks of birds twittering and flitting in the sky. Be ungrateful, and the road ahead will be shrouded with dense dark clouds and overgrown with thistles and thorns, and so full of twists and turns that it will be extremely difficult for you to trudge through. Completely unselfish. People who are completely unselfish are like glittering and translucent crystals in the endlessly expansive sky with drifting white clouds, and are like the murmuring limpid streams and blooming gorgeous flowers. They are symbols of beauty and incarnations of love, the messenger of kindness and angels of sincerity. The heavenly kingdom is theirs, and the freedom is theirs. Once a person harbors selfish desires, he will be like a fruit or melon with a rotten core. The source of happiness has been blocked, and he will be deliberately provocative and make trouble out of nothing and cause distress to others. He will stir riot and unrest among the harmonious group, stinking like a pool of feces and buzzing around like a blowfly. Be always diligent and amicable. Diligence makes people rich and refined. Laziness makes people poor and hideous. Gentleness makes people magnanimous, peaceful, and cozy. Malice make people short-sighted and narrow-minded. The hard-working people are like the bees that fly among seas of flowers to gather honey. The lazy people are like fleas and lice that suck blood from animals. Gentleness is like fresh breeze. Malice is like a sharp dagger that is thrusted randomly. Citizens living in the kingdom of the greatest kingdom should be always diligent and amicable. Any laziness and malice will eventually forfeit one's freedom and happiness, will block the bridge to happiness, and will cause the loss of the Garden of Eden. Cherish the time and opportunity that you enjoy. If you cherish it, you will not complain. If you cherish it, you will take good care of everything that you have. If you cherish it, you will be prudent in action and words so that you will not cause misery and hurt to others. If you cherish it, you will gradually become colorful, auspicious light that bring good luck to other people. If you cherish it, you will take advantage of the opportunity that arises to accumulate merits and virtue instead of complaining and finding fault with everything and becoming a grueling and disgusting burden to the group. Be reasonable, highly cultured, and steeped in propriety. The citizens in the kingdom of the greatest creator are all reasonable, highly cultured, and steeped in propriety. They are apt to learn culture, dance and song, music, poetry, admiration, and appreciation. They have good breeding and training. They are refined and courteous and amiable when getting along with others. They are never rude and gross and fierce-browed. They often help others to achieve success instead of gossiping and spreading scandals. They will never have pettiness of character and always have a tightly knit brow, haggling over trifles and trying to fathom and figure out what is other people's mind. They always conform to order and never interrupt abruptly. They always speak clearly and straightforwardly instead of blabbering without stop. Reasonable and highly cultured people steeped in propriety emanate charming fragrance and are welcome everywhere instead of being avoided like a plague. They never importune, never argue irrationally, they are never egoistic, and they never cause unhappiness and unpleasantness to others. Have a calm mind and a smiling face, and be good at games. The citizens of the greatest creator are always dignified, sacred and serene and elegant. They are not restless and flippant. They are as sedate as the green mountain, as serene as the green pool, and they are like the budding flowers and pleasantly warm breeze. They always walk so gently and gracefully, carrying their gaits so elegantly. Every knitting of the brows, every laughter, and every movement conforms to propriety. They will not scurry about. They are not flustered as if sitting on a bed of thorns. They will not engage in reckless yelling. They are good at games and can be immersed in them, because they are the angels of happiness, the happy children of the greatest Creator, the chosen few favored by heaven and the incarnation of perfection. They can always bring joy, happiness, and good luck to others, instead of keeping a straight face and looking sanctimonious and poker-faced, without any vitality.
请了解生命禅院的性质。
Please understand the nature of Life Genuine. Xiefeng, March 17, 2018. Translated by Qinyu and edited by Peter. The mission of Life Genuine is to revere the greatest Creator, revere life, revere nature, and follow the way of the greatest Creator. The way of the greatest Creator is the way of nature. The purpose of Life Genuine is to reap the ripe crops. The byproduct of Life Genuine is to create a brand new mode of production and life for mankind that is completely different from the traditional mode, so that mankind and human life can last for 1,000 years in a state of harmonious coexistence between man and society, and man and nature. This 1,000-year period is called Life Genuine era. The instructors of Life Genuine are Jesus Christ, Buddha Shakyamuni, Celestial Laozi, and all the saints and sages in the history of mankind. Xiefeng is the tour guide of Life Genuine, the messenger of the ancestor of Buddha, the greatest Creator, and the incarnation of God, Buddha, celestials, and saints. The duty of Xiefeng is to guide Chanyuan celestials to the 1,000-year world, the 10,000-year world, and the Celestial Islands continent. Life Genuine is not a political organization, not a religious organization, or any type of social organization. Therefore, there are no legal provisions, rules and regulations, or commandments of any form in Life Genuine, let alone any form of political or religious rituals. Life Genuine does not belong to any country, political and religious organization, nationality, any kind of culture, nor does it belong to human beings. Life Genuine is not against any country, any government, any ethnic group, any political party, any religion, any faction, or any person. Life Genuine does not engage in any purely profit-oriented production and operation activities, does not engage in any political or social activities against the government and society, and does not engage in any supernatural, magical, or mysterious activities, does not engage in activity that completely deviates from facts, science, logic, and spirituality. Everything in Life Genuine is clear, so we do not discuss, argue, or debate with others. If you are resonant with the Chanyuan values, you should just follow the guide. If you think you are right, then just do what you think is right. Everything is built based on volunteerism. We do not force each other and do not try to persuade each other. Do not try to guide Life Genuine, and Life Genuine will never try to impose its will on anyone. Life Genuine does not cooperate with any country, political party, religion, organization, or any individual. Life Genuine implements a Superman philosophy, that is, either you listen to me and you completely obey me, or I listen to you and I completely obey you. If you listen to me, I will be responsible for all the consequences. If I listen to you, you will be responsible for all the consequences. There is no consultation, no discussion, or democracy. Or we do everything separately, follow our own paths, and mind our own business. Life Genuine implements holographic management. It is neither the rule of a legal system, such as the United States, nor the rule of men, such as China, nor the combination of politics and religion, such as Iran, but the rule of Tao. The Internet is the primary form of communication for Life Genuine. Therefore, everything in Life Genuine is centered on the web. With the Internet as a link and bridge, we do not engage in private propaganda activities that are outside of the Internet, let alone conduct door-to-door publicity and service like Jehovah's Witnesses. Neither will we go to crowded places for publicity, nor will we put up banners and slogans anywhere. Life Genuine does not cultivate management talents, does not encourage people to be great, does not encourage people to be rich, does not encourage people to be the elites in society, does not encourage people to be the best kind of man, does not encourage people to glorify their ancestors and become famous, and does not encourage people to become stars. Life Genuine only cultivates people to possess the qualities of truth, goodness, beauty, love, faith, and honesty, and only cultivates people with the education, cultivation, and self-restraint required for life in the kingdom of heaven. Tao will manage the birth, growth, punishment, and destruction of everything. Xiefeng only serves as a tour guide. He does not reward or punish anyone, let alone cultivate anyone consciously. It is up to the greatest creator to judge who is right or wrong, and it is up to Tao to assess our merits and faults. Divine punishments, though slow, are always sure, which is beyond the intelligence of the human mind. The heavenly robe is seamless, while human consciousness cares about one and forgets the other. There are only three things for you to do after becoming a Chanyuan Celestial. Pay back your debts and end your worldly ties. Accumulate your merits and virtues through serving and dedication. Improve your quality and go to heaven. Only those who have great blessings, great fortune, and a great fate will become Chanyuan Celestials.